Yo!
Away.
Welcome back to the Let's Talk Foreplay podcast. We're on season 3, episode 2.
Fire.
And special, not guest, co-host. IKON T-BOSS
Brady.
What's up, my man?
I'm good. How you guys?
Easy.
Chilly. Excited to have you here. Apparently you got some shit to address.
I'm excited to be here. Always got something to say.
You do, eh?
Even though I'm quiet, like around everyone, I always got
IKON
something there in the back.
IKON likes to sit and observe, and you sit, you watch, you people watch, and then later on you'll hear about it. Today we're gonna hear about it.
We used to having a little bit of controversy and beef, especially last week's episode, bro.
Yeah.
Especially last week's
But
episode.
last
Some of
week's
the comments
episode was
were
fun, man.
It was fun, but people took a lot of the stuff a little bit seriously, which is not a bad thing. But
I think that's just people who's like very opinionated, man. Like obviously they watch us and they hear what we say and they beg to differ. Like
that's fine. Like we've always said,
cool,
bro. It's perfectly fine. Did you watch last week's episode? Yeah.
I enjoyed last week. I really enjoyed last week. Actually.
What was the standout moment for you?
Nah, it was just like chill to hear. Like there was no fault on it, basically.
Yeah.
I think we're managing to get our points across without having to bleep.
Yeah.
And we had one bleep last week, which might be a record.
Yeah. But without also like offending people, man. I think that's something that we had to learn, because some of the stuff that we would say, it would be like offensive in a sense, where people would like not take kindly to it. But now they can like brush it off.
Yeah.
Be like, okay.
It was. I think last week's episode, numbers wise, it's set to be our best performing video to date.
Yeah.
Like it's doing really well already. Only a week, not even a week. Also, the EB cosign on the reels is the best thing ever.
You talk about the Drake stimulus package.
I'm telling you, bro.
EB got the stimulus package.
Our most viewed reels is when EB shares it. Like it just goes crazy, bro.
No cap.
I mean, that guy gets like what 40,000 people watching his story alone.
On average, yeah.
That's insane.
He's up like 150k followers now, bro.
Yeah,
That's
he's killing it.
That's insane. Yeah, but
did you see the designer versus real versus fake? Video? All right, let's get into it. I actually do want to go through some of the comments from last week's episode. Let's do it. Just pull it up there. But there was one that stood out to me, obviously on the Jazik chat.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, before we get to the comment,
what do you think?
I can't detail it to us now, because you obviously played off team at the event.
Well,
how was your experience?
Well, playing off team, I found him like pretty unprofessional, because he didn't know when to stop. So
he didn't know when to, or didn't want to stop?
I don't know if he didn't want to, but like I went to the manager, I was like, I'm next, whatever. He was like, yeah, okay, he's gonna play one more. I think he played like 3 or 4 more, to the point where everyone was standing behind me like, who's gonna tell this guy like to come off? And I didn't want to, like I'm not that guy.
Nah.
I'll just chill and like, you are the headline, have your moment, whatever. But I could see the crowd wasn't really enjoying it. So when I did get on, I tried to like bring it back a bit. But like a lot of people had left already. And I don't know, I think with these guys, there's like a thing where people think they're going to be this great performance. But a lot of the time, like obviously producing is his main thing, and he's great at it. And the DJing part, I mean, he wasn't playing with headphones, like stuff like that. So for me, that's just a no.
It's a tough one, bro. I mean, it's hard to judge someone that is so extremely talented, to judge them so harshly. I don't want to go too much deeper into this again, but it is important to reiterate the fact that it is just our opinion. But you know, when it's clear as day that it just wasn't a good performance, it could have been a singular thing, bro.
But also, like, if you're hearing it from multiple other people, then obviously there's some factor. There were some people who didn't take too kindly to it. Adrian sent me a text and he's like,
but that's fans, bro.
Adrian sent me a text and he's like, there's no way you're talking like that about my coach. I was like, bro, this is a Keep It a Buck podcast.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it a buck, dog.
Have you got the comments there?
Yeah.
Can you read out Alston's?
Alston, shout out this boy Alston for commenting. And I want T-Boss's take on this one. So he says, CPT as a city and piano as a genre has not really been moving together. So most of the time that the headliners who are used to playing in other cities that keep up with the music struggle to get the same energy because the crowd simply doesn't know the music or aren't appreciative of the sound just yet. It happens a lot, and it's starting to get scary because it stops headliners from coming to Cape Town because they all know how weak our crowds are. And it also prompts our Cape Town DJs to not try and be the pioneers of new music coming out. So in a nutshell, he's basically saying that other cities are moving relatively quickly and along the same pace as piano as a genre, so it's easier to play new sounds elsewhere compared to Cape Town, where we're not moving as quickly with the sound. Which, again, case in point, I've heard this from many other people. Coin said the same thing on...
Especially piano DJs,
yeah,
right?
Coin said the same thing on the live panel, where he said it's a lot easier to be experimental in other cities compared to Cape Town. What's your take on that?
It could be, but I don't know. For me, it's also like where the guy is playing. So for like Jazik playing at Destiny, which is mainly a hip hop and R&B club, like if you're not gonna play the bangers in terms of piano or whatever, it's just not gonna go well. Like if you're gonna play that chilled piano, I don't think it's ever gonna work at a venue like that. If it's a piano based venue, then sure, like go for it.
Yeah.
But that was more like a daytime kind of vibe. But yeah, maybe it is easier to be more experimental in other cities. I don't know, like maybe we're more fussy and the crowd wants better or whatever, and they're used to like quick transitions and like hype and energy. True. And so they don't have that attention span for that type of thing. So yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a chat to say that, you know, there should be more pushing of new music, but pushing new music for the sake of pushing new music versus pushing new music that's actually dope and that you believe in, that's two different things. If you're gonna say I'm gonna play new music and it's still ass, like, you know, it's not to say that now it's the crowd's fault for not appreciating it. Like, but there's songs that we believe in, that we know are gonna work. If something like the new Drake, I don't think anyone's played it, bro. It's up. Housekeeping. You didn't like it.
Nah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But Drake always does it to me. Like it always takes me a while.
It takes you a second, yeah.
I think it's gonna be a week or two. I was considering playing Housekeeping Notes the other day because it's in that sort of Rich Baby Daddy like tempo. Yeah. And I thought it could work, but I haven't seen it on anyone's like stories. I haven't seen it anywhere. Like you have to kind of wait until people catch on to it, because we can't be the people that show you for the first time in the jewel. Which I wish it was like that, where someone shazamming your set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
doesn't
not
work
that,
in hip hop and R&B.
Nah.
But like, what's your take on like the crowd comparisons, man? Because obviously there's people like DJs will point the finger to the crowd and say like, oh, it's the crowd that doesn't fuck with it, and then the crowd will turn around and say, oh, but you just playing stuff we don't know, stuff we don't appreciate. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like when I've been to other cities and stuff, like you can read what that city thrives off. So if you're not doing it here for us, then maybe you're just not reading our crowd properly. I don't think it's a Cape Town crowd thing now. Like there's something wrong with all our crowds. We get them going week in, week out. So if you can't do it, then
but that's the narrative though.
It is.
That's the narrative. The narrative is always Cape Town DJs and Cape Town crowds. Like there's just something wrong with the crowds, or there's something wrong with the DJs.
It feels like it's a us versus them thing, from DJs versus crowds and vice versa, and then there's also us as in Cape Town versus the
but
other
I do think
too.
Cape Town crowds are very unforgiving. Like they will cook you, bro.
Yeah, they'll stand there and stare at you like, what are you doing?
Or like when are you getting off?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I've seen people check the time and they're like, what's this man just came on me, bro.
But you know what's nuts for me is how somebody can go from having the best time of their life in your set and being miserable in the same hour.
In the same
same set, same DJ. Like, how does that work, bro? Like, surely I've proven to you that I can do something, you know, that but makes you feel good.
Do we not think that like Cape Town crowds are spoiled?
For sure, bro. Because you can't go anywhere else. You can, if you can leave the jewel now and go somewhere else and go have a better time somewhere else if you're not enjoying it.
Everything is in a walkable distance. I mean, you could leave Bree Street, go to Kloof, you can go to Long. Like, it's not far for you to go.
It's not like Joburg where you have to now drive 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For the next spot. Yeah.
But with the crowds, I always find like the most miserable ones are in the front.
Bro.
I think it was last week when I had an event at, I can't remember, I think it was last week Friday when we had the event at Destiny, and there was like 5 girls standing in the front, and like the whole crowd's enjoying themselves,
and then these 5,
but these 5, and that's the 5 that you feel, because like when you look up, they're the first 5 you see,
and they stare
and they're like looking at me, like shaking their head, and like I'm just like looking past them, and everyone's like jumping and having a good time, and I'm just like, why do you have to be there?
Yeah.
Why not go sit down, have a drink, maybe talk a bit?
Yeah.
Come back when you enjoy
later.
this.
Yeah. It's not like it's
They came there for, I'm in the front all night and I'm here to judge you.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
felt like. Like,
for
don't
sure.
do that.
It's not like it's a festival where you know, there's 10,000 people and now you have to get to the front and you're waiting for the next act or something. Like, you can just leave.
You can just leave.
You can.
I always wonder, like, I always think to myself, like, what would they do if you had to give them the mic at that time and be like, hey, what did you think of that performance?
For real.
Like, what would they say?
Brody's had that idea once or twice where he's like, let's interview some of the crowd after the set or after the night.
I said, this was like a few months ago, like mid last year. I said, let's do a thingy, a rate that DJ set, like TikTok. Like, you know how people will go around and be like, oh, did you listen? What do you think of this song? Rate this song.
Yeah.
I think we should do like a rate this DJ
That's
set on the night.
Ruffle some feathers.
What doesn't ruffle feathers nowadays?
Fair.
Everything ticks people off, and it's like we said, if the shoe fits, wear it, bro. We're not judging you. We're not saying you overtly cuck, but like if the people who judge you say you cuck.
Well, if we're gonna ask a non-biased, you know, somebody that's in the crowd,
random, like
a
random person.
Yeah, for sure.
But everyone also has their favorites. So like a video like that, like if they're a Gremlin fan, they're probably saying Gremlin no matter how you play it.
Yeah.
So that's also another thing. Like with a crowd, with interviews, like they ask them who's their favorite DJ. It's not about the DJ, and it's like who's your favorite person up there. Basically.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
You're right.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the fact that DJing now has gotten to that where it's more of a popularity contest than it is about skill?
I don't know. Like nothing really bothers me, bro. Like, but obviously, I do have a lot of passion for the craft and everything. But if you're making your money, like, it's cool. Do your thing.
That's a superpower that you have, bro. You are like, no, it is. Like, you don't really get riled up or affected by shit, like, because you've seen it all, and it really doesn't matter. Unless it's affecting you directly, like affecting your pocket or your gigs or whatever. Yeah. I wish I was the same. I wish I could just say, whatever. You know, it's tough to just ignore it, you know.
Yeah, I can't. It's. I would look. It's not hard to ignore it. I mean, we've kind of gotten into that space now. It's like, it's whatever. But like, still, man. Like, how did we get to that point where? Oh, do you think this person's a good DJ? Yeah, it's because they're sexy. What? Like,
the criteria.
He's so good looking. I mean, okay, cool, but like that's not what we are. That's not what this conversation's about.
Yeah.
It's weird. Who's your ideal headliner? Who's been your favorite headliner that you've booked so far? And like, who's your ideal one that you want to get in the future?
I think for the parties that I'm doing now, I think DJ Kent has been my best headliner by far. Like, in terms of mixing, like, the crowd he brings that older crowd. They spend money, like sponsors are happy with it. Like, that's how I see things, because obviously it's an event. Like, I'm here to make money and put on a good show, whatever. So for me, like him, like he does acapellas, no record box, nothing. Like he's very good. Who would I want to book? That's been tough for me, bro. Like
realistically, if you had like a, I don't know, 100K budget, 150K from a sponsor or something.
Yeah, there's no one really that stands out for me at the moment.
I hear you.
To be honest.
See, that's the chat like we had, and that's always like why we come back to the, is it worth it getting headliners? Because you guys do parties week in, week out, and you guys obviously know what works and how it runs in the city. And you look at it and you ask yourself, like, is there really a gap? Like, what more is a headliner going to add to the current experience that is not already being fulfilled?
I think it's more, it looks good on your brand. That's the biggest part of the headliner, is how good it looks on your brand, because that's one thing about Cape Town. I feel like people don't really care that much about who you bring in anymore. Like when I came from the house scene, and that headliners were a big thing. Like when we'd bring like a Carl Watson or a Chanda Monkey, like people, you would see your ticket sales like skyrocket immediately. Now like I can book DJs for 40, 50k, and it doesn't really make a difference. It's more on the hype here in the city for the party. Like I would say the same for Enrico. Like he would pull those numbers he did at that party with or without Jazik. But obviously it looks good, and the brands would be happy, and it's something for him, his brand, to expand on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, even when he had Coco, he's had Coco twice.
Yeah. More than twice. He's had Coco like
really?
At
a
least
couple
4 or
times.
5
really?
times. Yeah. Because I remember he did Coco at Colorbox. Did Coco at Destiny twice, I think.
Got you.
Yeah, he did Coco a few times.
People love him. As soon as he comes up, you know, he's got a vibe, he's got presence. They
aura.
love him. But again, the actual performance, the actual style of music for that specific crowd and that venue is not, you know, suitable.
Yeah.
But like you say, on the CV, on the when you go into sponsors and stuff like that and say, hey, we've booked so and so and so and so, it works a lot, bro.
There's a difference between like Coco and Jazik, for example, man. Like I think Coco probably has a core audience in Cape Town. Like remember, and the type of music that he makes, it's very, I don't want to say it like this, but it's very like Dawson-esque deep house, and deep house has a big like in Cape Town, so it's a lot easier to sell a Coco booking than it would be to sell a Jazik booking. Yeah.
On that topic, bro, on the budget, we saw was it a TikTok about
I
Scorpion
sent it
Kings
in the group this morning. Yeah.
So when we did Community, we did get a little behind the scenes sort of insight into how much they cost, and it seemed, I don't want to say it seemed over the top. I think it kind of seemed fair for what they are.
For who they are and what they are. Yeah.
So the TikTok, I mean, it's public knowledge. It says it right there, 300,000 rand, and that's
for outdoor performance.
Yeah.
And the indoor performance is like 200,000 rand.
And that excludes. It needs to be 5-star accommodation,
flights,
the
9
crew,
extra rooms,
all that shit. Yeah.
But also it could be a troll thing, man.
I don't think so, bro.
Okay, it is an email. It is an email that was like screenshotted and put onto the TikTok. Let me just get it out here quickly.
I mean, it's clearly working. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Because if one of them is worth 100 to 150, you know.
So it says excludes. So the booking fee excludes 5-star accommodation, and that's 2 hotel suites and 9 standard rooms. It excludes transport fee of 28k. And then there's visa cost for each team member if required. It excludes armed security. No interviews and extra appearances will be charged separately.
Wow.
I've tried to book acts like on that level and offered maybe like 70 to 100k, and they've come back and been like, best we can do is like 250, 300. So it's not unreliable.
But like my thing is, right, because you obviously, whenever you look at events, you always look at what the potential earning of an event could be, you know, and you gauge that towards what you're going to spend. How do you justify spending 300k not knowing how you're going to make it back? Because again, like just on ticket sales alone, like if you're charging 100, if standard ticket pricing is 100 rand, right, and you sell 1,000 tickets,
you need to sell 3,000 to break even.
Yeah,
bro.
you need to sell 3,000, and mind you, it might not be an outdoor situation. It might be a in-venue situation, and the capacity for that might only be 350. But you can't go straight off the bat and tell like Cape Town people like, oh, standard ticket is 100 rand, and there's only 50 of those available, and then the rest of it's like 150, 200. Like people don't want to pay exorbitant amount of entry.
I don't think you're going to be able to get someone like that without a sponsor. You're not going to have an independent party and be able to afford, you know, Scorpion Kings or whatever.
But
like that's crazy.
With an act like that, sponsors jump immediately.
Fair. Yeah,
so
like,
just to have them attached to the brand also.
Like I've done that with events before where I've booked a big act and I know I have options now with sponsors. I can go to different holding companies or brands and be like, I have this act what can you do for me? And they will all fight it out to be part of an act like that.
That's dope, because now it's, usually you're trying to get them on board, and now they're trying to fight to have
there are certain acts, like especially when they are aligned with certain brands and stuff like that, where it is a lot easier to pull sponsorship. So you can be clever and book an act and know that, okay, they're aligned with that. If I approach them, they should help me out with this event.
But now how does that work in terms of like sponsorship, right? Because again, I'm looking at it from a perspective of like how much can you recoup on the night. Like let's say your sole purpose or your sole income will be like ticket sales and whatever you make at the door, right? How do you leverage that to a sponsor? Like, what does that sponsor want in return? Do they expect a return on investment, as in you can get their 300k back, or is it like a situation of...
There's obviously there's different deals. So there will be like pouring deals. So maybe you go to a brand and they'll say, okay, our pouring vodka on the night will be this. And that's the only vodka that the whole place pours. Like
an exclusive,
and then maybe your table package, like where you could normally have different choices of vodka.
It's only
that's the one that they move. So they're pushing volume, and then they're obviously doing branding, like your whole rollout is with them and stuff like that. So and then sometimes there'll be a buy-in also with like the bar. So they'll tell you, okay, we'll give you 50,000, but you got to buy 50,000 stock into your event. So you buy the stock, and then you obviously sell that stock and make money off it. But they know that, okay, they're giving you 50k, but you've also spent 50k by them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So there's different ways that they move and stuff. But my thing with the headline is I always try and get my headliner covered by a sponsor, so I can run my event as I would normally. As long as that big amount of money is paid by someone like them, then we're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a supplemental sort of thing, like you covered with your usual event, and that is just a bonus, and you're good for that. That's a good way to... This is great insight, bro, because even like we've done events, between the three of us, I've had the smallest events out of you guys. Your knowledge and your relationships with brands and that kind of thing, and big artists, it's very interesting, bro, because you can only really learn that stuff when you've been through those processes and had those conversations and seeing what brands look at. Like the way you explained about Kent having the ability to be a great performer, number one, but also looks great for sponsors and brings a certain crowd that spends, etc. Like that's valuable, bro, because now you start looking at acts that you perform, that you're booking, not just as the experience on the night for the customer. It's like, what does it do for the entire, for everybody involved, from investments to the crowd to you how it looks for you as well. Let's get into this mid-year review, bro. I really want to do this
mid-year review.
Yeah, what the big thing for me was is our top songs. Top performing songs. I think we all know what number one is. That's like undisputed.
Yeah, not like us.
Don't pull your face like that, bro. You know it. This guy's still hating, bro.
I'm not hating. What the hell?
He pulled his face and he said, not like us.
Because it's such a basic pick, man. But sure.
So what beats it?
No. I'm not going to say there's anything that beats it.
Nothing
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying it's such a basic pick.
But it's because it's the truth. It's like,
to be fair, it is,
you can't really dispute it. So for sure, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think anything's going to beat it.
It's my favorite song to play pretty much every night. Between that
playing
and
it before 12, please, man.
Hey, bro,
please,
stop it.
We have a running joke, like the earliest we've heard it is 9:30.
Bro, I heard it at 9:30 in Stellies, bro. Mind you,
That's
this
nuts.
Bro, he played just before me, and I was like supposed to be the singular hip hop act for the night. This man played Fiend, he played Not Like Us, he played Type Shit, he played all the new school stuff, bro. I was like, damn, bro, like, why would you do that?
Trying to burn you, bro.
Etiquette
He did.
is bad.
Yeah.
That's another thing we need to talk about, right? We'll get to that after our mid-year.
We'll get into it. Okay, so Not Like Us, undisputed number one.
Yeah.
It ticks all the boxes. It's at a fun BPM, 102.
101, yeah.
You can play the whole song. There's moments from beginning to end.
Yeah. But
and
it's
that's
also not
powerful.
a long song. It's like 3.5 minutes now.
But that's long in context, bro. Like, you think about that category of songs where, like, Fucking Problems, you can play the whole song because every verse slaps.
Bangs,
right,
even Rich Baby Daddy, apart from like Sexxy Red, she gets annoying at the end. But that's last year, bro. Rich Baby Daddy is
End of last year.
Yeah, S23.
There's no other like knowledgeable, like notable songs really this year. Like I would say like Sexxy Red and obviously all the girls of the game right now, the trap girls, they've been running it a lot. Like Yeah Glow is probably a standout. TGIF
for sure. Get It Sexy.
And Like That for me. Like That was huge.
Like that?
It had a shelf life, I feel. I think it still works, like the initial thing of that like slaps, but it takes a while to get to Kendrick's verse, and you know, it
but are you talking about like what our three favorites are to play? Or
I think from a DJ's perspective, yeah. I mean, if it's music in general, that's a different conversation. It wouldn't be any of that because I don't listen to that shit, you know. Personally, I'm not listening to Sexxy Red in my car, bruh.
Hey, man.
I know you do. You a thought. That's why.
Hey, man.
Brady.
Get you going, bro. It's provocative. It gets you going. It's look, yeah, it's fire, bro. Always before you go to training, more in the 808s. It's a banger.
Fair.
It gets you pumped.
I play that stuff for them. I do.
For real?
Yeah.
Chilling to Glorilla.
Bro.
Brady.
No, it's hard. Of course it's hard.
It pumps you up.
It's not my preference. Let's say that.
But yeah, I think my three go-to songs, and again it's mid-year review, but like I've actually tried to not play Not Like Us as much anymore. Like I tried to skip it as
you've been mashing it up. You've been using the acapella.
Yeah, I've been using the acapella more than anything else. But I would say Get It Sexy, TGIF. And then I think I've been playing Memushi a lot also now.
Slap.
Yeah.
It slaps.
Those three are like my
I actually forgot about that, bro.
Yeah, those are my slappers now.
Fair. And it's all girly anthems, bro.
Girly anthems, dog.
That's
so girls are running the game.
Yeah.
Girls are running the hip hop game at the moment for
especially me. Like, you know, our cardinal number one rule is if the girls are happy, we're good.
Yeah. If the girl is on the floor,
yeah.
then you know you're doing.
And you can, it's songs that you can play for 2-3 verses if you want to, you know, if necessary. The way I sort of judge it is how many karaoke moments are there? How many fader drops? Because you can do TGIF and from the jump, bro, boom, boom, boom. I can't repeat the lyrics, but you know, I can't say it. It's powerful, bro, because as soon as if you in the crowd and 100 people are singing along with you and all you hear is yourself and the music isn't even on, like no filter, literally no volume, power, bro. Yeah. Because it just brings up the energy so much. I'm gonna agree with you. It's pretty much that in no particular order, but I think Not Like Us, I'm not gonna put like that in my top 3. I'm definitely gonna say either Glorilla, TGIF, or Sexxy Red, Get It Sexy. There's one more I can't think of right now. I'd have to like open my record box, but there's definitely something that like still you know what it is actually? It's can we even say remixes?
Okay, let's hear.
Like there's some Jersey remixes I'm enjoying playing a lot, bro.
Okay, that's a bit of a tougher one.
It is
it's
tough
hard
because
to find that specific remix.
Yeah,
but Jersey remixes do go up.
Like
that's basically been the Foreplay brand also.
For sure. It's just super fun, bro. I've got a feeling that out of those 3 new Drake tracks, I think obviously it's Up and Housekeeping. Those are the obvious ones, but Red Flag, Green Flag, I think there's gonna be some dope remixes of it.
Yeah.
Because nobody really fucks with that like dunka 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 dunka. It's very fast.
But you really didn't like the Drake stuff?
No, I didn't. I feel like he still needs to chill for a bit. Like he still needs to recover.
Drake has a crazy 360 deal there by Universal Music, bro. You can't.
He has to, yeah.
He must drop music.
Yeah, they're forcing him to. But it's still good. And he did have a little bit of a shot, him and Savage at the end of It's Up.
But that was for A$AP Rocky, man. No,
I feel like it was towards Kendrick too.
I mean, I didn't really pay attention.
Was it towards Rocky?
But yeah, the old I'm 21, not 22.
Yeah.
A$AP Ferg's no longer part of the mob.
Yeah. I only learned that. You told me about that, eh?
He's not part
what
of
is
the
the
mob
reasoning?
anymore. Yeah.
What happened there?
I don't know. Apparently he got kicked out. But then there's also the other part that goes Long Live Who.
Yeah.
Which is a shot for A$AP Yams, who obviously passed away many years ago.
But double entendre there sounds like an owl.
Yeah.
Dope, eh?
Yeah.
Not bad,
See,
idiot.
Drake is a lyricist.
He's always been a lyricist, but
now you're gonna get the. Did he write it though? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you just can't come back from the whole world saying that you're a certified pedophile, bruh. Every single night there are hundreds and thousands of people screaming certified pedophile, bro. That's crazy. You don't come back from that.
You can't. Yeah.
What were we talking about the other day about Nike stocks?
Oh yeah.
Like you would think that shit would be affected. There was a crash. There was a crash like a week or two ago. Like the stock market crashed like heavily, like trillions of dollars, bro. Nike was still up, bro. They were like indestructible.
Yeah. What's your
top three? Yeah.
Top three.
Yeah, well, I said not like us. I really like that. And I really like Red Rum, but I don't play it. So that's where I was thinking.
It's hard. That's
short shelf life, bro.
Did have a very short
in and
shelf
out
life. Yeah.
It's like a banger. It's like there's some songs like you listen to at home and you're like, it's so good. Like, and then you play it and everyone's just giving you that look again.
But as soon as the TikTok trend for that died down, the song also just went MIA. What's been your favorite gig so far this year? Outside of
this year, I played one-man show in PE. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, so I closed for Clint that night, and that was pretty cool.
How was the reception in PE?
My reception's always good there, bro. For me, it feels like we're in Cape Town when I'm there.
It's like a mini Cape Town.
It's the same kind of vibe, yeah.
I mean, they got the same population as Mitchell's Plain.
Is that a fact? Oh.
Nah, man. So a few years ago, get me out. It's actually a funny story. A few years ago, when Ashton Fish Parcel, he had a Twitter beef going on with with someone from PE, man. So remember when they used to do Drake Fest? Drake Fest, KANE Fest, and that sort of thing. So he was running one, and then someone from PE retweeted, and he was like, imagine you must put Drake on a poster to sell tickets to your draw. And then Ashton quoted his tweet and said, how can I argue with a brew who has a population the same size as Mitchell's Plain? And then he posted a Google stat, and it was very accurate.
P small, very small.
That was hilarious, bro.
That's just unnecessarily like.
Did you play at the one-man show at the Wine Farm?
Yeah, I did.
And how was that?
That was really good, yeah. I played very early, so like it was still when everyone was sitting on like their camping chairs and stuff. One-man show isn't an easy gig to play because you're playing before someone is going to play for 4 or 5 hours. So you got to... And it's his show. Like he doesn't market any like of us. It's his name. He markets himself. So when you play a gig like that, you got to really think about what he's not going to play. So
how do you think about what they're not for 5 hours?
5 hours.
Like
So what's your tactic going into that?
So like I always try and keep it like old school hip hop, like nothing very commercial in the old school hip hop. Like you can play old stuff, and then like normally before him someone will play a house set, and then he'll come on and he'll start like very slow and like real old school tracks, and then he'll move slowly into R&B and then slowly into some hip hop, and then he'll get going. So that's why his lineups are always pretty much this like similar people, because we know how he plays, so we know what to play around him. So I always enjoy that gig because it's tricky. Like you don't want to play a song and get everyone screaming because it's his show.
It's not your show.
It's not your show. It's his show.
How has that been though? Like, do you ever like sit and think to yourself like, how has it gotten to that point where like Clint can play 4 or 5 hours of music and like it's like a wow factor to it, man. Like you can stand there for 4 or 5 hours and people like lose their minds.
Well, obviously I've seen the journey from the beginning. Like One Man Show started here in Cape Town, I think at 14 Stories, because like he couldn't fund a full lineup. Like, so I've seen the growth and I'm proud of him. Like he's done really well. So I don't know.
It's an understatement,
like
bruh. He's in Australia now.
Yeah,
he's really down under.
Yeah, he's killing it. And the one thing about him is he's looked after everyone that looked after him. So yeah, that's a good thing. Like all the times I've booked him, and now he has the opportunity to put me in positions that are better for myself, he does that like at the first jump. So yeah, like he's a good guy and he deserves whatever he's getting.
He's on the lineup for an event today in Cape Town.
Is he?
Or not? I think he is.
I
don't know.
Nah, that's next week.
But you doing the sing-along thing tonight, yeah.
No, that's next week.
Is that next week?
There's nothing, not today.
Tonight.
It's 21st.
Yeah, I thought so too. Next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking like, how's this guy leaving Australia?
Yeah.
But what a time to be in Australia, bro. Between the Springboks, the Drickers fight.
1,000%.
Crazy, bro.
It's definitely up there. But did he... When did he have his one-man show there? Was it yesterday?
On Friday night, I think.
Friday night.
Looked like a dope venue as well, eh? Looked like a proper club vibe.
That's insane still, bro. Like
it
the fact
insane.
that you can go to a completely different country and have a one-man show.
Yeah.
Like you don't need like any real supporting acts. It's just you and your brand.
Yeah.
I think that's insane.
I'd be interested to know what the obviously there's a lot of South Africans that live there. I'd be interested to know how many people that are not South Africans went to the show and like enjoyed it and maybe learned something new and like saw a different vibe, because it can't just be South Africans for 3 shows straight.
I mean,
it could actually though.
Could, but
did you see how many South Africans were at the Springbok game, bro? It's about like a home game.
I mean, Perth is like where everyone from South Africa moves to. So
basically is,
It's a mini South Africa over there in any case.
Crazy, bro.
We conquered them this weekend.
Damn.
The whole of Australia.
That shit was crazy, bro. We fucked them up, eh? What a time. Okay, so in Cape Town, other than your own event, other than one-man show
in Cape Town, the best.
Well, let me ask you this, bro. You've been doing pretty much only hip-hop sets, hip-hop events. Don't you miss your tech house vibes?
I really do miss it, but there's no scene for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like nothing?
Everything's gone like Afro House now.
Oh,
if you go to the festivals, it's all that Afro tech vibe, like where we were with the tech house and the bass house, and there was like a little bit of side trance, like that was like the fundamental of the full event. That whole scene pretty much died with COVID, and it was on its way out just before COVID.
Do you think that's a music genre style kind of thing, or is it what do you think that is, bro?
I think that plays a big part, but also like with COVID, I feel like the kids that were in school at the time of COVID, they never got to experience parties like Valley of Light, which was like an under 18.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Like those under 18s, which not groomed you. That's a very bad word. But got you ready for the festivals to come. Sure. Now some of them matriculated. They've never been to a party. All they know is braaiing at home with their friends, cheap alcohol, whatever.
And what they see on TikTok.
And TikTok is run by Afro House at the moment, I would think, in that side of the game.
That's true, bro. I mean, I don't like the amount of white DJs they play Afro House is crazy, bro. Like this is, it's weird. It is weird.
It's funny that you say that.
And it's also DJs that used to be tech house and deep house DJs too.
It's funny that you say that, because there was a white DJ complaining about another European white DJ who's now started playing and producing Afro tech, and I'm like, but you're white as well, bro. Like,
to be fair, I actually don't have a foot to stand on being a hip hop DJ, bro. Yeah, retracted.
I just think it was. I just think it was a weird way to go about criticizing someone for that, man. Like, it's a genre hopping, bro. Like, look at how piano, Afro tech, and that is taking over in European countries now, where they don't even book South African artists to come and play their own music, bro. Like, and I'll make the example about Surreal Sessions. How many times did you see a Surreal Session song being played on a boiler room?
Europe, Paris, America, everywhere.
Bro, and they're not gonna book Surreal to come play their own music, but their songs is gonna go into those areas and do waves.
Yeah.
So when I saw that TikTok, I was like, it's kind of weird that you're complaining about it, but you're like in that same.
And when I've been to these festivals lately, like I don't go to many because I don't really enjoy their music that much. Like I was always like with the high energy tech house and stuff like that. That was like my passion. But when I go to these things and I look at the crowd, it seems like they're a bit confused. Like, do they like it? Don't they like it? Like, are they just there because this is
a festival,
or the only type of festival that we get nowadays? Because they haven't been exposed to any of the other stuff. But like, it's difficult to get people to come to what was big because they've never been educated on what it was, how the scene was. Like, I remember a time when I was playing a festival every single weekend. Like, in summer, like maybe 2 a weekend. Like, I played more festivals than clubs at a stage.
Do you miss playing like Get Reels,
Yeah.
Experience?
Does Get Reels still exist?
Go back?
No.
Now
Damn.
I definitely miss it. But going back, there's nothing to go back to. There is no more Get Real. There's no more Mixed Feelings. There's no more.
I mean, I think the only one that's still standing is Future Frequency. I think
Yeah, but that's also techno. So there's a big techno following, there's a big trance following, and there's a big like Afro tech and Afro House following. But with the bass house and the tech house, that kind of got lost. Even though tech house is massive, like in the UK and overseas, like Michael Beebe and Pausa and guys like that. Like Pausa, like one of the biggest songs on TikTok is that 6 in the morning song from Pausa. So even that stuff's becoming commercial, but like, I don't know, here in Cape Town, that scene's just...
It's weird to me because I feel like of those genres, that's the most palatable one. Yeah. It's the most sort of like, it's the one that you can probably play anywhere, anytime. Afrotech is very like, a certain crowd loves that. Psytrance, obviously. And then techno, real techno is a completely different thing. You have to love it. Whereas you could be an everyday person. You did a kind of like a take-out sort of set at Destiny the other day. Like, because you can do those commercial remixes, the sing-along type of vibe, you're not really going to get that with the other genres. I've heard like one or two, like that Shimza and Thingy track, Stand By Me.
Yeah.
It was a Shimza, right?
It's always the vocal.
Yeah.
In the Afro House.
For sure.
So like the girls love the vocals. And it's like very easy and playful, and you just... groove the whole day away. No one gets crazy. I think it's also like a good look on a party.
Maybe that is the thing too, bro. I think like I can maybe you are 20 like 7 28 now. 29. So like think about maybe 2010s, early 2010s. When you went to a party back then, bro, it wasn't really about how you looked. It wasn't about like people would leave the jaw sweating and dirty and you know what I'm saying? It's not ideal, but you were there to have fun and jump around and go crazy. Whereas now I think it's like it's a bit more, let's be cool, let's be polished, let's be calm, let's be easy, you know. Let's be what?
Demure.
What is this, bro?
It's shy and reserved. That's what it means.
What did Brody say? Very mindful and self-aware.
It came out of nowhere though. Like I got to Jagger on Friday and everyone was saying it to me and I'm like, what is this?
What cock is this now?
And they're like, I thought you would know. I'm like, I go on TikTok like once every 2 weeks.
And you know what the irony of that is that you're not demure. How do you even say it? Demure. If you don't know what demure means, you're not demure.
It's demure.
Demure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like
it's weird, man. But it's true. Like I think what happened is I think COVID kind of put a stop to that aspect of partying and having unhinged fun. Let's call it that. Like having unhinged fun where you didn't care if you were sweaty in the jaw or if the photographer took out of context photo of you. Like you didn't care if your t-shirt was ripped halfway through because you were having such a fun time.
Bro, we used to go to the jaw and literally like if it's summer it's shorts and a vest, bro.
Yeah. Like I was like Monday Merc.
Yeah. Like Merc assembly type of vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't do that now.
The music was different though. It was very high energy. So I think that does play a big part in it.
Even in that 2017 to like 2019 window where trap was also like thriving.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, you didn't care, bro. You went there with busted Air Force.
You moshing, bro.
Going crazy, jumping around. But I think with COVID and I want to say people became a bit more self-aware of themselves, like in the area and when they go out and stuff like that. Like, oh, I don't want to touch nothing. I don't want to be too close to this, and that sort of thing.
And the whole like bottle culture started thriving and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. So
I think we're gonna look back in 10, 15, 20 years time, and I personally I'll keep going back to Balcony Mix, bro. Balcony Mix was a game changer, not only because they put piano on the map like globally, they also showed a certain type of party. They showed a type of vibe where everyone's chilling, you dancing, you in your little section, you with your bottles or whatever, and that's it. Nobody's going crazy. And I think that fed a lot into how people perceive, especially if you have never been to a jaw before. They start thinking, oh, that's what a party looks like, regardless of where you go, what jaw it is.
But it also stems into COVID, man, because like during COVID we got to that point of where if we really smacked it, we'd put on a YouTube mix. We would get cozy. We'd sit, we'd get the bottle out, whatever the case may be. We're gonna lam easy, and the mix is playing, and that definitely like folded into real life after that. Like, because now when you leave, the first thing you think about is where can I go lam and chill? Like, you're not looking for the place with the best open dance floor or for the cheapest drinks. You're just looking for like, where's the best place to go lam and chill? Like, can I get a table there? Can me and my homies go sit down and have a fun time?
And another thing with that industry is also, or that time period also, people never spent a lot of money inside a club. Like, you would go and there would be brandy specials, tequila specials, Jaeger specials. Now that everything's moved to like the bottle culture, it's like, where like people want you to spend money at their place. So everything's catered more around the money than the party. You could have the greatest party but not make money back in the day, which is why I think a lot of those clubs didn't make it all the way
through COVID.
Fair.
So nowadays you have to have booths and tables in every club. You can go to like a new club that plays house music and tech house. They have bottle specials and table specials and stuff like that. Seating areas. That's not something you used to get. Yeah.
Because like if you think about it, like that type of energy has even filtered through to like events that you have outside of clubs now, where you in your event planning budget you'll set aside money for furniture, which
tables.
you never used to do.
Think about one man show on the farm.
It
was all tables and chairs.
It's a farm, no? So you're thinking festival and it's grunge and you jump around and go crazy. But now because of how that lifestyle has filtered into the scene, it's like, oh shit, I need to make sure that there's 20 dedicated tables. 10 of them need to be VIP type tables. The other 10, like there's a lot more thinking now.
And it's crazy because like the younger like people are not experiencing that craziness that we did. Like they already at 19 going like, like let's all put together and get a bottle of Don Julio. Like, I'm like, I'll make it. Like that's what I was drinking.
Or they're on some, I don't want to go there. There's nowhere to sit. And that's it kind of filters into like some of the issues that's being experienced, especially like in Long Street. Like Long Street right now is probably at its lowest it's ever been. Like people don't want to go to Long Street because a lot of the clubs in Long Street, they don't have that energy about it now. Like everything is still fairly grunge and fairly old school, where 90% of the club is the dance floor. There's nowhere to sit. There's no seating area. And some clubs have tried to change. But just because about how like it has fallen off, like it's really hard to get people walking in that area now.
I mean, Long Street has always been a tough place to get people going, just because it's notoriously dangerous, bro. It's wild.
And it's gotten worse.
It's a super wild, and it has gotten worse.
But foot traffic in Long Street was never a problem until like the back end of last year.
I feel like it's still up, bro.
Foot traffic.
Yeah.
If you not
drive through Long Street on a Friday, Saturday night, it's a adrenaline rush, my guy.
If you're not drama,
it's nuts.
There's no foot traffic.
I think.
Look at Josh laughing.
Like month and like around like paydays and stuff, like from Bob's till past drama and that whole area.
But that's standard on
payday. Did you guys hear what happened to Beer House?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hard, bro. So if you don't know, like they basically. It was extortion at the highest level, and they couldn't handle it anymore. Like the fear and intimidation was just. What's wrong, buddy? Why
are you throwing your hands in the air like that?
See, Brody thinks oh wait, Josh is here. Listen, Josh, come on. We have to. We said we were gonna introduce you today.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you need me to do?
Just say you need to come here. Yeah, come take my seat.
No, I'm good. You don't need to see me.
Leave Josh behind the camera. It took Brody 10 episodes to get in front of the camera, man.
Brody said that Josh is can get a bit unhinged as well. Yeah, some.
Josh, you have hot takes for us?
Hot takes, bro.
I'm just honest with it. Sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. Okay. It's just my honesty.
What's your hot take running through your mind right now?
I'm just trying to get this thing in focus and make sure that you guys are looking good, eh?
Focus on his job.
Josh is first day on the job, no? This man is sweating, bro. This man forgot one camera at home. He said, guys, must I go home quickly and get the camera? No, it's fine. We have 3 already. You're fine. Okay. Man thought he forgot his base plate also. Can't hear those in his bag.
Shout out, Josh. Welcome, bro.
Yeah, welcome to the
guys.
team.
Good to have you, man.
Appreciate that.
It looks like you're gonna do all the work because Brody's.
Brody's sitting there on the one side
Yeah,
of his
he's
laptop.
just decided now. He's
He mentally
done.
clocked out like 3 hours
Yeah,
ago.
long ago.
Because A3 is on my case and my phone isn't real.
Yeah,
Fire.
good.
Fire.
Yeah, good.
Fire.
Used to pray for times like this. What was it? You can't complain about having too much to eat when that was what you prayed for.
Yeah, you wanted a full plate.
Full
now you're
plate, brother.
complaining.
We might have to get into a wild episode next week if shit doesn't change for Brody, eh? That's a precursor.
That's a precursor, yeah. Brody,
Let's just
Brody's
put
going
it
through
out
some
there.
personal battles, man. CJ. Brody,
No,
where's
but
your
a
management?
battle for Brody is a battle for us too. We got your
Yeah.
back, blood.
Did you say someone's name now?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard a name.
Nah, none of that.
Don't
yet.
worry about that.
None of that.
But we
yet.
might
But
have to
next
round
week,
it up.
next week we can talk about all the people who owe us money.
Yeah, long episode.
When we long episode. Pull up the receipts, bro.
Tan is sitting here right now and the list is going through his mind like,
Ah.
what's that man?
I've got there's somebody that owes me money from like 2 years ago.
Wait.
And-
Before we get into that, what's your biggest outstanding check?
But one gig.
20. Yeah, I think it would be 2016.
Oh,
you're
I thought
talking about the amount of money.
The
The
amount,
amount,
yeah.
Not the longest.
That you still
outstanding
haven't been
check,
paid
biggest.
for.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
But 2016.
Yeah.
Bro, that's 8 years.
Yeah. Nah, I've written
Oh, you
that
written it off long time,
I
yeah.
thought
Nah,
that
you
was
have
meant
to
like
write
how
that after
long.
24 months.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't really. No one owes me money recently since I've been earning like a decent set
Yeah.
fee. So
Yeah.
if I go back, it's not gonna be a big amount.
I must say, bro, it kind of feels like shit is changing a little bit in that regard. I
Yeah.
haven't had problems like that. I used to have that shit every week. I was fighting with people, bro.
Yeah, where my dollar?
It's changed a lot. I think
I think they just grew a newfound respect, man.
No,
Either that.
Can we actually talk about it? Nah, because
Let's talk about it.
I do have a theory.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna keep a DJ or not pay them. You know what I mean? Because you guys can easily go on Instagram. This promoter didn't pay me. This club didn't pay
I
me.
mean, we
have
did
you
that.
ever done that?
I've
Have you?
done that.
Have you?
I've never done
And,
it.
I
and look at the three of you up there now. You are playing every week. People know what you are going to DJ. They know what to go see you at Destiny or to go see you at Jaguar. So you guys are up there in the industry already. So no one's going to piss you off because you have the platform to say.
I mean,
this person
Fizz.
did.
Having said that, Brody, I think you are underestimating yourself, particularly
What's Brody?
in
You got
this
pull,
game.
dog.
Brody
Let's-
got
let's
motion,
keep it-
bro.
No, you know why I don't have motion. You know why.
We know why you don't have motion. But like, I think I haven't outright like called someone out. Like I poke fun at my jam every now and then.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't exist.
They still haven't paid you either.
Oh yeah.
No, I heard about that.
Them and like a few,
that whole-
like
It just
me and a few
disappeared off
other
the face of
people.
the earth.
I actually got inquiry for that event,
Yeah.
and I sent my set fee, and they were like, "Nah, sorry, we can't." So I'm actually happy I did. 'cause
Yeah. Look, I also did it as a like, not a favor, but like the homie hit me up about it. Like we're good friends, and I was like, yeah, fine, sure.
On behalf of them.
On behalf of them, yeah. So he was like the booking liaison for.
Oh yes,
for Cape
yes,
Town.
that's right.
Cape
Yeah, I
Town,
remember
yeah.
now. I remember.
Yeah, I think I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the same guy who got in touch
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah, because I gave him your numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was the
Kane's
only one-
plugging
He's
us
putting
now,
us
bro.
on,
I was the
Yeah.
only one who didn't dodge the bullet.
Damn.
But yeah, to be fair, it wasn't the first time that I played for that particular event also, man. They paid me properly the first time. I didn't have any issues. But obviously, like, I think on the day experience also when we got there and we saw the turnout for the event, I knew in my mind already, this
Yeah.
shit's gonna flop heavy, bro. Like, we were making fun of it even, like, in our friendship circle. We were like, oh it's called Oh My Empty.
Yeah.
Nah, but like, look, I personally, I feel bad for the dude, because there's like a lot of behind the scenes shit that apparently
For
happened.
the guy that booked you.
No, not for the guy. For the guy who booked me, yes, because it's not his fault that
Yeah.
we're not getting paid. But I'm saying for the organizers, man, because apparently there was like a lot of bad shit that happened to him, and apparently like his partner left him in the middle of all of this stuff, and they had like an internal dispute. And I'm like,
Hey, brother.
yeah, fine, but where's my money, dog?
Not my problem.
Pay my money, dog.
The
Give
cardinal,
me my
like you
shit.
know how we say DJ rule is play for the girls. Promoter rule is don't put the party on if you can't cover your
If you
expenses
can't.
before shit starts.
Bro, literally, and I think that's the concept that we took into like our events when we have it, so we'll make sure that we can pay everybody beforehand.
100%, bro.
Like we're not dependent on ticket sales to pay anybody. We're
Nope.
not dependent on alcohol income or anything like that to pay people. You know, like we'll have the money ready to pay you beforehand. We just pay you after the job.
Yeah.
Brody, what you want to say, bro?
Bro, he's so
raging
amped now,
today.
Nah, I just want to say that, like, I understand everybody has their personal issues and things that go wrong and what. The end of the day, a job is a job. And if you ask me to come there and do my job, at least do yours and pay me at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's common courtesy. So I don't care if your wife left you or if you whatever.
Hey,
I don't
yo.
give a shit, bro. I need to like pay rent at the
But-
end of the day,
Yeah.
pay bills.
Look,
and
there's
that's on me. You know what I mean?
there's sympathy for situations,
Yeah.
but that can't be the excuse and then say, "Sharp, you don't ever have to worry about it again."
Yeah.
It's not a once off.
But
Now we're cool.
I think
Make a plan, bruh.
I think the repercussions for that for Oh My Jam's people like now is the fact that Oh My Jam doesn't exist anymore. Like they deleted their Instagram page. I think the business model that they registered themselves under is probably dissolved also. And that brew, KANE, I'll fucking say your name out loud. What's his man's name again? It's like KANE or some cock like that. That man's like off the face of the earth, bro. Like he plays a couple gigs in Joburg. I see his name on a post every now and then, but
Bro.
his personal Instagram page is like gone. I haven't seen that man, bro. Like, and the thing is, like, there was a situation where we basically atted him or tried to at him and at Oh My Jam, and then afterwards we saw that they deleted their Instagram and he went kind of MIA, pro communication, and then it was
That's the worst. Like, just communicate. Like, sometimes I don't mind waiting. Like, if you say I don't have the money right now, but I'll have it in like a month.
You know what?
And it's
But don't make me follow
person.
up all the time.
Don't
You know
make
what,
me
the
pester
Keep
you.
me updated.
Yeah, you know what the fucked up thing was, nah, is that he kept saying, man, like, oh no, this week, oh no, tomorrow, oh no, I sent it 24 hours ago. And it's like, come on, dog, I'm not stupid. Like, just because you're saying it doesn't mean I want to be off your case. And then eventually, I think everyone who they owe money to, they just like grew tired, man. They were just like, fuck, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
And then MRP, so there's this TikTok trend go around where it says, just give me my money.
Mhm.
So MRP said that TikTok trend is giving all the Oh My Jam DJs PTSD.
But also, I think the payment thing, like you said, has gotten a lot better because a lot of the promoters are DJs now.
Yeah,
So-
true.
So we all know what it feels like to not be paid. So, like,
Having said that,
you got
at
some
Brody,
DJs.
at Brody captures. Huh? Huh?
It's different, man.
It's not different. If you're a DJ
Nah.
and you're putting on an event, you should know better.
It's different,
it's very
bro.
different from.
It's different when you're in Brody's situation.
Yeah.
No, bro.
it's
You did the
different,
job. You
No,
Pay
but
the bruh.
Stop thinking with the brain of, like, in your situation.
I'm
as
on your
Gremlin.
side.
I know, but like, stop thinking about it. Gremlin or KANE or DJ this or DJ that.
Yeah.
People don't know who the photographers and the videographers are.
That is
At
true.
the end of the day, they also don't care. They just want to see content.
Yeah.
You know
That
what I
is
mean?
true because,
unless
like,
it's
sorry.
like a Jesse or a Jason or like a
Nah, even
a
then,
Shots
bro.
by Five. Nah, like that, they have a bit of name in the industry, so they can always say, nah, I don't want to work for you, I don't want to work for you.
I think that's the worst part, man. Like,
how do you like? I feel like don't people have a guilty conscience, bro?
fuck
Don't
no.
you have this feeling inside of you that's like I
No.
owe somebody money,
No.
and it's not small. It's not chump change.
I can
bruh.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why I say no. Because what's the worst thing that can happen to me if I owe someone money?
You get sued.
But then,
And then what?
Are you actively gonna follow through
You're gonna
with that?
spend your own money to get a lawyer and go to court and do all that shit.
And this is what I'm saying. There's no repercussions for these people who can just actively sit there and be like, fuck it, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pay you.
And there's no legislation in our industry,
Yeah.
so to sue is
Everybody says, "Oh, small claims court."
That's
You're gonna
fuck
get
all, bro.
a notice or something, and then it's like a fine. You can ignore it if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes small claims court will look at what you earn and be like, okay, pay him 50 rand a month for the next however many months. Like it can be something that tedious, and
Damn,
then
bro.
that money, if you're getting like 50 to 100 rand every month.
You know what? I feel like if it's gotten that bad and the person disappears off the face of the earth and they sort of blacklisted,
It's cool.
Good.
You have to
But
scrap-
if
you-
I still see you in the jail spending money while you owe me money,
That's
Nah, bro.
different, man. But like I'm saying, like you must understand. That's why I said there's no repercussions, bro. Like, what? Realistically speaking, what do you do in that situation?
what
You
did you
can't-
say the other day in the group? I think we just need to start handing out PKs,
This is what I
bro.
was gonna say. I can't walk up to you in public and give you a pussy clap. And that's what a PK is for people who don't know. I can't give you a pussy clap in public because now that's my reputation.
And
Yeah.
also an assault charge.
And it's an assault
that's not
charge.
small claims court.
That's court.
Yeah.
Just let someone else do it for you.
Hey,
The man got the
speaking like speaking like from experience, yeah.
Now
What is?
now and
Have
then
you gone
I've-
to like some?
I've gone to some extreme
Extent,
extents
yeah.
and got my money out that
Good.
way. Not extreme, but just like some phone calls and not threats, but just
Yeah,
like.
like some tough talk.
Luckily for me, it was events where all the DJs weren't paid,
Mm,
so
Yeah.
it never ever wasn't me.
Wasn't a
It was someone
singular thing,
speaking
yeah.
on behalf of
Yeah.
all the DJs, and at the end of it, all the DJs got paid.
mm.
So sometimes you
That's
have
the
to
worst
do that.
part, bro. Imagine like there's one party this guy owes me, Fizz and Shay. What was that party, Brody? By that pool.
Yeah, he owed me for long as well.
You were also there.
But I got paid
You got paid. You see there, like
like 3 years, 4 years later. But
you know what I'm saying.
got
So
paid.
imagine you owe the whole lineup, bro. It was a full day event, and now you're only paying like one person or one
Yeah.
person. Like
But again, man, like it also just stems down to like communication, bro. Like I think a lot of us would be fine with situations like that if someone just like straight up told us like, yeah, I fucked up, I can't afford this.
But actually, coming back to that guy, I got that guy in a club not too long
he was in
ago.
Destiny last week.
And he's made money, and he actually came to me and,
And
was
you
like,
didn't give him a peek.
and he was like, he wants to sort this whole thing out, and like he wants to send all the money to me, and I sort all the DJs out. So I'll actually check in with him again.
Maybe you should, bro. I
Um,
bumped into him at the waterfront the other day, the H&M, but he was with his daughter. So I'm obviously not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
But like,
But that's what I say, man. Like
you still feel like, bro,
public confrontation.
you were an asshole.
Yeah,
like
but-
seriously.
But he also says like he had partners, and the partners left him out to
Yeah,
try.
but
it's not my
again-
problem,
But
bro.
yeah, it's also
Like
have you-
seriously imagine we're not in the fortunate position that the three of us are, where we're having 5-6 gigs a weekend.
Yeah.
What if you have to support a family, you have kids, parents, something like that, that you're
You have-
relying
you have
on
bills
that
to pay,
that
dog.
1K, bro, that 1.5 or something that is not even a crazy amount of money in the grand scheme of things, and you're waiting for that money for long, and now genuinely you suffer. Nobody cares if you have rent to pay or something like that. Now you're gonna say, oh, but the person that owed me money,
Yeah, you can't tell the landlord.
You know
oh,
what I'm saying,
waiting
bro?
for a check to clear.
It's
the
not
31st,
my
dog. Where's my
problem, bruh.
dollars?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I find it a bit weird that they in the club and they're buying bottles and they getting hands at their table and X, Y, and Z, and I just think that bottle costs you what, like 1.5 in a club.
More,
Give that
but
money to me, brother. Like you manage the club, give the money to me or something. But you're getting bottles for other tables, for hands, for
yeah.
why?
I
There
think-
was that guy, remember that guy at Saint? Saint owed him money and he walked in and he unplugged the CDJs and he walked out with the CDJs.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Then all of a sudden they had the money. Yeah.
he took the CDJs.
Yeah. Took the
Now, you
CDJs and
see,
walked
that-
out.
Like that's.
But you gotta have
that's extreme.
balls to do
That's
that shit,
extreme.
bro.
That's extreme because like it takes nothing for the Saint Nancy to tell the security to fuck this brew up.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that
like,
was theft.
oh,
Yeah.
that
It's a bigger
also.
case than-
But like at the end of the day, it's like you can't do that, man. You can't walk up to someone and be like, "Oh, it's been 3 weeks. You still haven't paid me? Okay, boom, poesklapper, or whatever the case may be, man." Like,
You know, somebody told me once before, it's like, they said, oh, but it was only like 1,000 rand. Why are you going on? Forget about it.
that's disrespectful.
Bro.
I would actually slap you.
Yeah.
I would actually slap you.
Or something like, oh, bro, it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Haven't you made the money back?
Like,
It's like no.
I was in a situation.
No, I made other money, not that money.
Yeah.
That's the money you owe
I was
me.
in a situation like the thing would be, I think it would technically be like 3 years back where I played a gig in like Feb 2021. Person didn't give me my money, and then I got them like 4 months down the line. I got them in the jaw, and I literally made them stand there and EFT me. Like I stood there,
Power.
I said, we're not leaving. I booked my Uber. My Uber's here in 10 minutes. So if you don't get me money in 10 minutes, I'm taking your phone and I'm going home. And I will sell your phone to get my money back. And it was like, Okay. And then he had to phone a couple people to get him the money to pay me, and then he paid me, and I was like, I will just make sure it doesn't happen with anyone else.
It's something that I hate, that I've said for years, bro. I hate that you have to compromise your personality and your character for the principle of something. You have to be an asshole, a douchebag, or even get angry, and you know, it's not a good feeling to have that, to put that energy onto somebody else. But why does it have to get to that point for me to get what is owed to me, bro? What the agreement was like.
What's your
morals,
biggest outstanding check
from one gig? If I think about it now, there's 2 that's been outstanding for years and years. I forgot the amount, but we're talking about pre-COVID, 6-7 years, something like that. I'm still keeping tabs on one guy, trying to see where he's at, but he's in like Paul or Malmesbury or something. He's still throwing events.
Why are you dead watching this, man?
Why not?
Still throwing events?
Yeah.
Nah, I would have pulled up at the event.
He's out like he's out that side, bro. In Malmesbury or Malmesbury or some shit like that.
Me, I would have gotten 2 other promoters to book me there just so that I can go run into that and be like, walk to his door and be like, you know what, this man owe me 5K. I know there's 5K in the box. Please, can we sort this out?
And for me, it's always been tough to walk away from someone maybe that books me regularly that's bad with payment. So because I've done this thing like full time for almost 10 years now, it's like I need your business, but your payment, like the way you pay is terrible. But sometimes I have to like sacrifice my own self. Like I can't tell you like I'm never playing for you again because you do give me regular work.
But they take advantage of that, bro.
They do. They take advantage of all of us.
I
but
think
if you maybe have a 9 to 5 to fall back on, and your DJ money is just like a plus, where with me like DJing in events is my income. So sometimes I can't like I just can't lose the relationship with a person. So sometimes I'm the last person out of a venue. I'm sure you've seen over the years that, like people have left and then I'm lost when something else comes up because I have to secure something else before I leave a place.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
How's it been, like, for example, with... I think when it comes to that situation, it's also like a level of respect, man, because like I feel like if one promoter can get away with it, it's nothing for them to go tell another promoter, be like, no, it's fine, man. Penny won't mind. You can pay me.
Yeah, mine's more not with promoters, more with venues. Like venues where I've had residencies and stuff like that, like money that you actually bank on every month.
Yeah, like, because that is like a fixed income.
Yeah,
because you can look ahead of the month and you say, I know I'm going to get 4 gigs here, I know it's going to be that much, and it's good.
What's your take on like promoters having inside chats about like DJ rates and who they pay what and how they go about it?
I spoke to you about this like last week. It's disgusting,
is this
bro.
the same thing we spoke about?
Yeah.
That was fucked up, no?
It is. It's terrible.
I got a phone call being like,
same.
Why do you play for me for this amount, but you play for them for this amount? And I'm just like, it's got nothing to do with you. Like, this really has nothing to do with you. If I play for someone for free, it's got nothing to do with you.
That was my same sentiment.
Yeah, like
I said what I have with you guys, that's our personal relationship. What I have with them is their personal relationship.
Someone tried to throw in my face what I play for Tanner for. Like, I've been playing his events and parties for
years,
6-7 years, every single month. You know, I'm never gonna charge him my full rate because that's just not how it works. Now they hear about that through the grapevine too. Not that he's never gonna say that.
Never gonna say that.
And they try and throw that shit in my face, but I'm like, come on, man.
I don't even know where they would hear it, or if it's a made up fee, like, because I didn't disclose anyone's fee.
That's my thing, man. Like when I heard it, this is obviously not the first time I've heard something like that. Like, I've seen that happen to other people. I've heard it happen to myself also. But like I would tell promoters and bookers, like, don't disclose our agreement, because if I do hear that you had this or someone else found out about our agreement, then you can forget about me playing for you ever again. So for example, based on that conversation, I've made the strategic plan to not play for the second venue ever again. Like, when it comes to working with them directly, I refuse to work with them again. But if outside promoters use their space, I don't mind that because I know outside promoters are going to pay my rate, but I know for the fact that I'm never going to work with those people again.
It's like the thing is like the person that phoned me, I told the person on the phone, like there are people in the industry like Enrico and like people that book me regularly, and we all DJs, so maybe Enrico will play for me for the same that I play for him or something like that.
Or
trade exchange,
I'll play for you for free, you play for me for free, basically like we swap. So we have that thing amongst us, and that's fine. Like, but our main rate or whatever we charge you, that's still
outside business.
It's got nothing to do with anything else.
And I made the example of like obviously we as DJs we talk amongst each other, but we never go back and we never say like, oh, but you paid that person so much, so I want this much as well.
Yeah.
And we've been in that situation where we also found out like, oh shit, this person got that.
You basically have to say, hey, good for you, bro.
Yeah,
like,
be like,
I'm
cool,
glad it worked out that way for you. Yeah,
you did it. I'll still do my thing.
Yeah,
like there are venues where you hear what someone else like charged them, and you just go like, yo, I should have gave me higher.
Hey,
like when I walked in here, I should have gave me higher.
That. You hear that and you take it as a slap on the wrist. You're like, okay, I know better next time, right? So let's say 2-3 months down the line, if that same gig comes back to you, you lift the rate. You say, okay, this is my rate, right? But like, why would it be a situation where promoters, for example, will turn around and be like, no, we'll keep it there. You charging this and that, and you getting easy that side. We'll do the same this side.
You know, bro, the tough part I feel like is that again, not everybody is in the situation that we and some of our other colleagues find themselves in, where we can say fuck you to somebody and say we're not going to play for you. We can get the money somewhere else. Not everyone. The overwhelming majority of DJs don't have that luxury of being able to say no or to cut ties, or they have to accept a lower rate or accept, late payments and stuff like that, because that's all they have. Obviously we wish it wasn't that way, but I'd love to get to a point where it gets a bit more standardized.
But can I say that, like, for example, like one of the other homies made this point. It's like, what if we just all said one day, okay, cool, we don't want to play.
Strike, bro.
Like, hear me out.
A genuine strike.
And I always go back.
Imagine one weekend in Cape Town with no DJs.
No,
like month end.
We all raise our rate together.
Yeah.
But it's not that it's gonna be
3K more.
It's not gonna be a situation where there's no DJs, because again, you're always gonna find that asshole and that chump who's gonna do it for 500 rand and whatever the case may be. But there's obviously gonna be a dip in standard and in quality.
Yeah.
So like, I always wonder, like, how would it turn out then if something like that should happen, where it's like, okay, cool, all the upper echelon DJs and the above average to great DJs decide, okay, cool, you guys want to play that game, our services are not available. I wonder how it would be for clubs, venues and events in general if something like that should happen.
I think the real ones will appreciate the missing us, the people that love music and love DJs and respect us. Most of them don't give a shit.
Yeah, but
they're gonna
that's
be
what I'm saying, like,
I don't care.
Is that enough? Is that enough to cause not an uproar, but like, is that enough to have people realize, like, oh shit, this is actually a serious, like, DJing
only one
is
way
actually
to find
serious.
out, bro. Yeah, but there is gonna have to be a serious sort of shift in things, because I mean, if I just look at my own rates, I've had one big spike after 2019, after 3 style. I was like, I can charge some more now, and that was the last real spike. I mean, that's 5 years ago, bro.
Yeah. But we've had this conversation, man, about
like
how often you should go about like lifting your rates and stuff like that. And I always say you should judge it from a 3 to 6 month period, where within that space, what have you done to excel your brand, to become more noticeable, to become more...
It has to be justified.
It has to be justified, yeah. Like,
but like Turner says, we all have to charge more.
I don't really think it has to be justified. Like, I think like inflation and stuff like that is real in our lives too. Like,
of course,
why can't we, like, petrol goes up, diesel goes up, whatever, food price goes up. If that's your income, you deserve an increase every year, at least once a year. And like, the clubs are raising their alcohol price, their door price. So everything must go up with it, otherwise you're gonna get stuck. And where a lot of DJs get stuck is they stay the same for 5 years, and they never get out of that certain rate.
Yeah, and then they're known as that rate. Yeah. Hey, okay. I mean, we're here for like 4 years now, so let's cut it. IKON, thank you, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Man. Any last things you want to say? Anything you want to get off?
Any mic drop moment?
Mic drop. Oh. Nah, I don't know. I just think like, yeah, if you see me playing at less venues, it's probably because I told people to fuck off. Like,
shout out.
Like that's why you'll always see me at like this like similar venues,
specific
because like ever since I've been doing events like a lot, and I make decent money from that, like I can tell a lot of people like, nah, I don't want to do that for you.
I mean, you after your phone call, you definitely telling a few people.
Yeah, no, straight. I didn't even have to tell them. I just won't entertain them. Bro.
Yeah,
that's probably the best way to go about it, bro.
I think
like
that's been me also. Like I've gotten a couple of requests and I've just been like, nah, I'm not available.
Yeah,
without a reason even. It's just like, nah, I'm not.
It's also like this, like the exclusive chat in Cape Town, like places wanting you kind of exclusively but not really wanting to pay you exclusive rates. It's like also like, why? Like the DJs don't matter that much. Like we are very important.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing 5 places in town, it's not gonna affect your night.
Not at all. Bro.
But like we've said that though. Like I always say, like, I don't believe in DJ pool. I don't believe that people wake up in the morning and be like, or 100 people wake up in the morning and be like, I want to go where KANE is tonight. Like, no, it doesn't really work.
That's actually me.
Oh, that's Josh.
Yeah, you have a few.
You have a full audience, man. Like,
Yeah.
you'll have 10, 15, maybe 20 people who's going to wake up and be like, damn, I want to go out tonight. Let me ring up the homies and let's see where Graham's playing. Let's see where IKON's at.
But not enough to carry your entire night, bro.
And if you are trying to fill a room just based off your own individual brand, you're going to have to promote that shit for a month and a half, 2 months. Then you actively have to throw an event.
Yeah.
And there's only a handful of good hip-hop and R&B DJs at the moment, so the reason you see a lot of us over and over and over, like people be like, oh, the lineups are getting boring. It's like, I don't want to risk, like when I throw an event, I don't want to risk someone new playing not like us at 9 o'clock. Like, I don't want that.
Happens.
So
more often than it should, but
yeah, so that's why I keep going back to the same names and the same order kind of. And
but even in that, like you're saying, it takes a really good DJ to understand that, hey, I've played the same event now for the 3rd time this month. I'm not going to go back every single time and play the same set. Like, I'm going to switch it up. One set might be R&B depending on the time that I play. One set might be super hip-hoppy, trappy. Like, there's obviously a big difference in that regard. And like you said, it's true. There aren't a lot of good hip-hop and R&B DJs. Like, I even had a chat with another promoter who has like ties in a big event that happens every month and Sunday over the past few months. And he even said, like, when it comes to hip-hop and R&B DJs, he only has like a list of 6 or 7 people. And he's afraid to keep booking that 6 and 7 people because then the chat will come like, oh, you guys book the same DJs, you guys don't give other DJs a chance. But it's like, we've heard other DJs play.
This is not a charity where we have to give people chances, bro. We are trying to uphold a certain standard here. Yeah. And now we're going to just give somebody, you know, a huge opportunity, a headline slot in front of 400 people, and they're not ready for it, bro. You know?
Yeah. And like one of the best promoters in Cape Town, I won't say his name, but he told me many years ago, like, in Cape Town you can headline anyone. You can build hype around anyone. So I can bring an international that nobody knows, because I used to do this in that house industry a lot, that nobody knows in Cape Town. But if you get promo teams and stuff like that, like pushing this person the whole time, by the time the event comes, the crowd is so tricked into thinking like that's the best.
You're right, You see PT whatever and then brackets USA or
it just seems
and you've never heard of them
or something, and
they come down
and everyone's going boss like, and you're like, who is
phones
this?
Are out, like, but it's like you can create hype.
It's been swindled,
it's crazy.
Alright, shout out IKON, thank you, bro.
Thanks, guys.
Our co-host. This might be a regular thing.
Yeah, I'm
if you're down for it.
Of course.
Yeah. I like the idea of co-host more than guests, man.
For sure.
It opens up a bit more and gives a bit more freedom to kind of just speak your mind.
Because the last thing I want to do is, hey, IKON, when did you start DJ? No. Where does the name come from? Like, whatever.
Did you play vinyl?
Are you a real DJ?
Are you real?
Shout out. This has been episode 2 of season 3 for the LTF Foreplay Podcast.
Thank you to Selective Live once again. Shout out Marv for having us.
Yeah, and welcome Josh to the team.
Welcome Josh.
Been working this camera overtime.
Brody's been outside talking shit. Yeah. He's just off now.
He's off.
He's off.
This
He's
one
off duty.
I said this one clocked out 3 hours ago.
You need the business group. You need to approve photos.
This man was now. Brody put a no cell phone clause where I'm concerned. He said I can't be on my phone anymore during the podcast. So I put my phone away, mos. Now he said, if you read the book, but next time I hear you on your phone, whole episode.
But it's good to see you out a lot more, Brody.
No
it is, eh?
Brody's been coming out a lot lately.
Coincidence? Or not?
I don't know. I have no idea. Is there a reason
Brody's outside. Brody's outside. Yeah.
Because like I saw Brody like when we went to Plet that time.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see Brody for like 2 years. And now I see Brody like once a week.
Nah, Brody.
Brody's out.
Brody's so up right now. You can walk into the destiny but without any of us around.
Hey, I'm telling you, Brody got motion, bruh.
Brody's on the first name basis with the bouncers.
Love it.
Yeah, man, I'm greeting them, handshakes, everything.
What's long time no see, but how you doing today?
Getting them Red Bulls and stuff.
You still ask me to buy him drinks at
Brody.
the Jewel.
And then
every night,
what?
bro.
And then what do you
Because
do?
I'm paying for
It's like a
supper.
traditional.
Okay. You know what it is?
When?
No?
Where?
It's that one. Unc, can you get me that drink? And then he's like, yeah. And when the card machine come out, then he said, yeah, I forgot my wallet.
No, actually not, bruh. This is what he does. He goes like this. He says, I'm going to the bar. He goes like this. All right, shout out, guys. Much love. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the love. Shout out IKON at
IKON CPT.
Have you changed it, or is it still T-BOSS BRADY?
I changed everything.
Yeah.
I think
everywhere it's IKON
I feel like
CPT
people
now.
couldn't find me for years.
Yeah.
I've seen my following slowly growing a bit more since I changed.
It's so much easier to just search IKON than it is to search
It is,
T-BOSS
it
BRADY.
is.
Because people used to come to me like, I can't find you. I'm like, T-BOSS BRADY.
Love, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and we'll see you next week again. Peace.
You're off the hook because you're down bad. You're off the hook for now.
Is Brady down bad?
Yeah. What you mean? Financially.
Oh, I thought you meant he's not struggling in the other department.
Brody. Let's cut it there
Brody
before
say
we
bleep,
start.
bleep, bleep.
Bleeps.